Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is LC with Loyal Crypto. Thank you for joining me today. So today, I got a project here. It's a DeFi project, and I think you're gonna wanna know more about it. The project today is TrustSwap. So TrustSwap, I see a huge buying opportunity right now, and yeah, you don't wanna miss this one. Let's go in. So today I have TrustSwap and the ticker is SWAP. The price is $3.31. That's up 7.4% with a market cap of 213 million and a max supply of 100 million, but in circulating supply we have 64.6 million. It is currently ranked at 200 by market cap, and if we scroll down here, it looks like you can buy TrustSwap at Uniswap, Poloniex, Gate.io, MXC, and down here we have 1inch. Now you can buy at all these exchanges. I'm just letting you know the ones that I'm familiar with. And yeah, man, TrustSwap has some great things going on with it. So before I get into the website, let me give you the news. Alright, so I'm over here on TrustSwap's Medium page, and it says yield at $4 million airdrop for TrustSwap community. Alright, so anyone has been in TrustSwap and has been staking, I want you guys to give yourself a round of applause because this is a nice little bonus for being a part of this community. Alright, so let's scroll down. It says the Yield App team has announced the details for the highly anticipated YLD swap drop, in which 4.5 million YLD, valued at over $4 million, will be distributed to 5,000 members of the TrustSwap community. At the current rate, the swap drop works out to over $800 per person. The massive growth of the Yield App platform and YLD tokens since launch has made this the largest swap drop to date. Okay, so here are the guidelines to you receiving your YLD airdrop. Anyone who was staking swap tokens during the YLD token launch on December 7th, 2020 at 9 a.m. PST is eligible to claim now. So I wasn't staking my TrustSwap since December 7th. I started mine in mid to late January, so I'm not going to be eligible for this. But for anyone that was, give yourself a round of applause. You deserve it. All right, so the KYC is required for each claim. Only one claim is allowed per individual. You can check the list of eligible wallets here and submit claims here. And you want to click these links to find out more. Initial claims must be submitted by March 28th, 2021 at 9 p.m. PST. So make sure if you're eligible, get this done by March 28th to claim your YLD, all right? And the second round of airdrops will be held in April, and anyone holding the TrustSwap Golden Ticket NFT on March 28th, 9 p.m. PST will be eligible to claim. All right, so I'm gonna link this article in the description below, so make sure you take a full read of this article. And now let's get into their Twitter page. Alright, so I'm on TrustSwap's Twitter. They have 35.4 thousand followers. I've been looking at them for a while now, and they've been steadily growing, so that's great. And as you can see here, it says a complete DeFi ecosystem, Launchpad, token locks, liquidity locks, crypto subscriptions, escrow, NFT marketplace, plus more. Now the parent company is Team Finance. So as you can see, TrustSwap is in a lot of things, okay? And that's why I'm invested in TrustSwap myself, because I understand this thing has a lot of movement going on within the community. It has a lot of movement going on behind the scenes to develop this project to where it wants to go. And with all these different features, man, they just have a lot of offerings, and I've seen nothing but upside. I'm gonna take you to the chart in a second, but let's go over to their website. Okay, so we're over here on the TrustSwap's website. Now it's a full service digital asset ecosystem, and you have staking, smart lock, smart swap, and Launchpad. So they have $714,580,961 locked to date. All right, so they're about to be over 1 billion, and I want you guys to take a look at TrustSwap and see if this is a project for you. Now they've been featured on Cointelegraph, Tech Time, Yahoo Finance, just to name a few. I'm going to go into the Launchpad. In the traditional world of finance, large-scale investment firms called venture capital get priority access to early-stage startups. Because of this exclusivity, the general public gets stuck buying in later at higher prices, creating an unfair situation. Now, with TrustSwap, you become the VC and gain priority access to early-stage startups. By staking swap, you get guaranteed access. The more swap you stake, the larger allocation you receive. All right, so let's scroll down, and this is their previous launches. So they launched Yield, they launched Chain Games, and they launched Freeway, just to name some. But yeah, this thing has been moving. So let's go up to their launch dashboard, and you guys can dive into the site later. In the Trust dashboard, TrustSwap is a foundational layer in decentralized finance, enabling safe and customizable transactions for the global crypto ecosystem. Check all related TrustSwap stats and your own on this dashboard. And let's launch here. Now, I don't have my wallet connected at this time, but this is a very clean dashboard, all right? So you'll basically look at your stake here. You have your rewards. You have your swap price here at $3.33. Number of stakers, 10,920, and the staking pool filled is 92%. Clicking over at the Launchpad, the TrustSwap Launchpad is your ticket for early access to the best new crypto and DeFi tokens in the space. See below for the Launchpad stats and details. So they have 13 Launchpads. The funds raised is 12.5 million, and they also have one upcoming Launchpad. That's gonna be in 2 days, 15 hours, and 16 minutes, okay? They have the DCT DAO, TrustSwap's flash launch. All right, so you can dive in here and see everything else they're doing with the 12 latest Launchpads. And let's go over to the chart and I'll let you know what I'm looking at. All right, so I'm over here on TradingView and I have a TrustSwap chart pulled up on the 2 hour. And right now, as you can see, we had a nice drop off. So if this is your first time in the loyal crypto community, you will get to understand that I love dips. And what I see is a nice healthy dip here, and it looked like it's starting to spring back up. So after this spring, I'm gonna be looking for some consolidation because everything doesn't always go up. It's going to have another bounce down somewhere, and then hopefully we'll start to see some sideways movement or start going back up again. So let me pull out my fib retracement. All right, so if I draw a fib retracement on this, and I see the move starting around January 27th of this year. And let me draw this out. As you can see, we have a nice level that is mysteriously bouncing off of. And that is our 618, okay? So the 618 has caught it out of thin air. It's magical, ain't it? So a lot of people are running scared because of this price action, but as we can see, it has followed our levels down. Let me get these lines out of here. So it has caught at our 618, and then it immediately started to go back up. All right, so what we see here is we want to see if it's going to start to stabilize on the 382, but it looked like it wants to take another turn down because our 50 EMA, it just jumped over, which is showing a bullish trend right now. But what I think I'm going to see is going to at least try to bounce off of where our 50 EMA is, because price action on our baseline, what I use for my baseline is the 50 EMA. They treat each other like a magnet. They always want to be close to each other. Whenever they separate, they're trying to find each other again, okay? So what I'm seeing here is gonna do something like this, hopefully, and price action is going to either hit and bounce off of it, or it's going to go through it. Now, if it goes through it, then that means we're not showing signs of it being bullish as of yet. This is just a bounce. So what we need to beat next is this resistance mark. So as you can see, this level here had actually been met. Our price tried to react. It tried to stop the bleeding. And once it started to come up, we got met by our past high. And what this is telling us is you need to build up enough strength, get enough buyers to defeat this, because the bears are on the other end. So what price action needs to do is build up enough strength to get over this resistance line. So price action is coming down. Every time it sells, it starts going red. All it's doing is picking up more buyers. When someone is in fear, another person sees opportunity, okay? So once we start to see where price action levels off, maybe it'll catch our baseline, or maybe it will catch at our 50% retracement. And that is another level I trade off of. So our 50% retracement is like a knight in shining armor. Right, so I put my 50% retracements in white, and if it comes down, we want to see if it's going to bounce off this baseline again, or it may bounce off our 50% retracement. So we want to see where that's going to take us. But now let's look at the indicators really quickly. All right, so what our indicators is telling us is basically just filling in the story. Okay, so what we see here, when it met our resistance, what we also see on our trend indicator is it went into overbought regions. So once we pass this red line here, That means price is moving a little dramatically for where the range is right now. Price action always wants to trade within this range, okay, between the red and green lines on my trend indicator, okay. Now what we're gonna see is a dip down. Let me get this line out of here. So we're gonna see a dip down. We want to see if it's gonna catch at our 0 line, or it may even come back down to oversold area, okay. Now if it comes in the oversold area, just because it makes this move here doesn't mean on our actual chart it's going to trade here. All right, this is just a range. It's going to show you how price is reacting to the current price action, but this is going to give you a range of motion of whatever price action is doing on our actual charts. Now let's look at our RSI. So RSI, I'm gonna put my 50 line on there. Okay, let's make that a little smaller. And what it's doing, okay, so as you can see, our trend indicator, get these lines out of there. So our trend indicator is in overbought regions. Our RSI isn't in overbought regions. It had almost went into overbought regions, but it bounced off this line, okay, and now it's touching our 50% line. We want to see if it's going to bounce on our 50 line or if it's going to go through our 50 line. If it goes through our 50 line, that means we're possibly going a little lower. You want to see if it's going to stabilize first and start going back over this 50 line to show that it's steady, or it may even go into oversold regions. So whenever it goes into oversold regions, I mean, I love it because this is a great buying opportunity for me, but it also shows that it is being dramatic, okay? And when it's being dramatic, that is a great buying opportunity for you because you're seeing other things that some traders aren't seeing. So we want to see where this is going to take us. I think TrustSwap has a great future because from what price action is telling us, is reacting beautifully off our lines. It looked like the bleeding has stopped. I don't think it's going to go back through our 618. Now, if it comes back even to our 618, we want to see if it's going to make a double bounce, and that will be a double bottom, which is also another bullish pattern. And with that being said, we want to wait to see what prices are going to stabilize, and I think this thing is going to go to new heights. After we beat this region at this resistance, this is going to become support whenever we break this and stabilize on it. So it's not just good enough to break it, we had to also bounce on it to show that now the situation has changed. After we break that line, then our next resistance, I believe, is going to be around $4.13, and then $5.16 at our all-time high. And once we break our all-time high, man, sky is the limit. And let me show you just how high sky can be. Okay, so I just cleaned up the chart a little bit, and what we're gonna do here is use our fib extension, and I'm gonna go from swing high to swing low. Now this is gonna be a long-term fib extension. So I'm using the January price of where we started this fib retracement because that is the start of the move, and I'm using the swing low point for our dip because that looks like a beautiful retracement. It retraced all the way down to our 618, and the 618 is one of the golden ratios, so I feel confident with drawing my extension from this point. Now let's see where the extension takes us. Okay, so I'm gonna have some levels here, and my price prediction is going to be first $8.07, and that's going to trade within a nice range. When price action starts to come up, it's going to be in this golden box here of $8.07 to $9.64. So that is a range between our 1.27 and our 1.618. all right, now if we want to get a little more interesting, I can also see a long-term level of $11.41, and sometime maybe in altcoin season we can see a price of $14.23. all right, so right now I think it will be nice for us to hit this level here between this golden box because this is the safer zones. Okay, so that was my video on TrustSwap. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and share. Definitely comment down below. Let me know what you think about TrustSwap. And if you want to find ways to start trading like an experienced trader, definitely look at my links down below. It will get you there, okay? And like always, I'm gonna keep finding some ways for us to make money in this community. And until next time, one.